So how injured is Cowboy? Does he have a broken foot? I don't know. We all know he's injured. We all saw it on the UFC Embedded series. And then even at the press conference, when he went to go sit down, he kind of used his right hand to support himself a little bit as he sat down. And anybody who's had a foot injury knows what that's all about. You do that, take a little pressure off that foot, take some weight off that foot as you're sitting and as you're standing up. So I'm really curious to know how injured he is. And then does that bother you going into a fight, especially a pay-per-view? You're paying your hard-earned money to see this fight, and if you found out afterwards that he was fighting with a broken foot, and let's say he doesn't really give a great performance and he's fighting with a broken foot, does it bother you? Do you feel a little ripped off on that? Sometimes I do. In the past I have, especially if a fighter hides an injury and then you find out afterwards, oh yeah, the whole time, I broke my hand a month out and hit it. And does that affect how you feel about a performance or a fight after you pay for it? I'm a little torn on it. Sometimes it has in the past. It's bothered me. Like, man, I paid money for that, and then I find out that guy put on a bad performance because he was hurt the whole time. And I don't know, but then I look at other sports. I'm like, well, a lot of athletes play through injuries, and some have good performances. We find out that Usman had a broken hand before UFC 245. He went into that fight with a broken hand and still won that fight. So sometimes I'm a little torn on it. I'm curious to know what you guys out there think, how you feel about fighters fighting with a major injury, and you paying your money for a pay-per-view, and then you find out afterwards. This one's a little different. We know Cowboy's hurt. We know he has an injury. We know something's wrong with that foot. And does that affect whether or not you're going to buy the fight? Or are you still buying it no matter what? Are you still buying it with the injury? I can tell you I'm still getting the pay-per-view. I know Cowboy's hurt, and I'm still going to get the pay-per-view. I'm still going to spend my money on it and watch the fight. But does it affect whether or not you spend your money on it? And does injuries bother you with fighters, especially afterwards? But let me know your guys' thoughts. Let me know how you feel about it. Let me know what you think his injury is and how serious you think it is, and whether or not it affects if you get the pay-per-view or not.